right, just ahead, Master Provisions connects resources to needs in the tri-state and around the world. Megan and Guy are here from Master Provisions. Coming up, they're going to explain what's needed to continue this mission. Stay with us on what's happening in health. Well, speaking of our thoughts and prayers, look who's in the house today. Welcome back to the team at Master Provisions. We're so glad to have them in-house. Many of us are kind of deciding this time of year where we do our year-end giving. It's a wonderful tax write-off. Yep. Make no bones about it. It helps every little bit putting you in a tax category this year. So a lot of different charities in our area are sort of at their end of the year fundraising. And I think we all have choices. And one of my choices happens to be this wonderful place, in full disclosure. But I want you to meet Megan and Guy Domec and just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do there.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having us back, Liz. You're always such a wonderful supporter, and we are grateful for you. But as you know, Master Provisions is a faith-based organization in our community that its ultimate goal and mission is to serve God by connecting resources to needs.
No small thing these past few years.
No small feat at all. And that is local and international, but our main focus is really serving locally, where we connect surplus food that would otherwise end up in a landfill to nonprofits in our area. Over 250 nonprofits come to our warehouse for surplus food, and that is feeding over 75,000 people every month.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about how you do that.
Well, it takes a lot of collaboration, a lot of different people. We have a great team at our warehouse, and primarily it's done through volunteers, and they are amazing and they do a great job. We have a lot of consistent folks that come every week, but we always need new volunteers, and it's a great time to do that. It's a great time of year to get involved, get your family involved, and make an impact in our community. There's a lot of people that need help, and so there's a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So we have just a little video of your warehouse and whatnot. Talk to me a little bit about, the food comes in and now you have this massive operation to take that out. What are some of the organizations that you feed, just to help people to kind of understand what you do?
Sure. Well, Guy, I'll let you answer operations side.
Sure. So we work with schools, we work with children's homes, churches, food pantries, soup kitchens, anybody really that's feeding individuals who are struggling right now. We'll partner with them. We really want to create an opportunity to have good food and the needs met in our community. And so we just have great partners. There's so many great organizations. Megan mentioned we partner with over 250 of them. There's so many individuals that lead those organizations who need help and need food. And so we just want to be a resource for that.
Right. So I imagine that it takes some giving to keep this going.
Absolutely.
I know, you don't charge people for these services. Most of it's donated, but you do need to kind of keep things going. So what do you need? How do you give? Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you just this year alone, we've added 40 new nonprofits that are coming to us to receive food and resources. So about 20 cents is the average cost per meal. And, and I said we're feeding about 75,000 people every month. So it takes a little bit of funding to keep this boat afloat. And so we ask that folks give if they're able to financially, and if not financially, of their time is such a huge resource. Without volunteers, it would be a struggle for sure.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have you stay with us because we do want to talk a little bit about that volunteer thing, but I want to make sure we put a link up on our website. You can go to the website and give, or what's the best way to kind of connect with you?
Absolutely. So email, phone number, but through our website, masterprovisions.org. Is a great resource, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, the social media to stay posted on the different opportunities.
Yeah, you guys do a lot in our community. All right, hang tight for a few minutes. We're going to go back and talk about how we can volunteer, because I do think some of us, even with inflation, know we're short on money, but time is a really precious gift. Oh, we love that. She does remind us to consider how much time might be required before you sign up, and she suggests pick something that's meaningful to you. So that's why we wanted to continue this conversation. I saw this research, and I was like, when you are connected, you really feel good when you give back. What's your army of volunteers like? How many are there? How do you use them?
Well, we have 7,000 volunteers registered in our program. They aren't there all the time, but almost every day we see anywhere from 20 to 30 people that come out to our warehouse and want to help. And like I said before, it's incredible. It's what keeps our ministry moving forward. We always need volunteers.
What do you have some of them do?
Well, so every day, Guy can tell you that we never know really what's coming through our door as in regards to surplus food. So they are inspecting every single loaf of bread that comes through our door, all the items that have been donated through food distributors.
And go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say we're always preparing for other events and things that we're doing, and so our volunteers are helping to get things ready. I mean, it really is a need every day.
So she mentioned families, and so I was curious, can you volunteer with your whole family?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I have 3 young daughters, so one of my favorite things is to bring them along, whether it's sorting bread, getting involved with our mobile food pantry that we do once a month, in partnership with Isaiah House in Covington and Ludlow, or coming through and packing clothes that we're sending internationally.
Do you train them on the job, or how does that work?
Absolutely, we do. We have a great volunteer coordinator that helps get everybody get their job descriptions and make sure that everyone knows what they're doing when they're in there, because it is always changing, as Megan mentioned. It really is. We have a lot of things that we need to get accomplished, and we do our best to make sure everyone knows what's going on, and it doesn't take a lot of previous experience or anything like that. We can make sure we get them.
How about time commitments? Because that's one thing she mentioned. Like, do I have to do it every day? What's the minimum or maximum, or how does that work?
No, absolutely. So really, it's whatever you're able to give. We have folks. I know actually recently a board member came in. He said, "Okay, I have 2 hours before a meeting." I was like, "All right, get to work. We'll put you to work." So it's really whatever you're able to give.
And do you have like a coordinated schedule, and some people kind of do this regularly, so you can sort of make that a routine part of your life?
Yeah, absolutely. So every day, Monday through Friday, from 9 to 2, we have an open slot for volunteers to come in. We like them to be there at 9 a.m. so that we can train them. We do a morning meeting. We talk about all the things that are coming our way and what projects we have, but they can leave whenever they're finished. That's the general process. Yeah.
You know what I think is amazing is, you connect resources to needs, but you also know that they buy your character, and what you're doing is you're building something that shows what your soul is really like.
Absolutely.
So I was just kind of curious, do your volunteers come back and say, this helps me as much as it helps those I'm helping? Or?
They do. And another thing, we always see them leaving with a smile. I mean, they're always happy, and it is encouraging, and it's an opportunity for them to really give back, obviously, but more often than not, they're receiving something as well.
Yeah.
We have a volunteer, Ed, who told me once, even if I don't come in with a smile, I always leave with one.
I feel that way every day when I show up as a health reporter, because you get to share stories, and by the time you're done, you realize the value, and it completely changes your mindset. So I believe that.
It really does.
Well, we think you are an amazing organization. We know you have a couple upcoming events that can help support them, both financially and even to sign up as volunteers. We put a link again at what'shappeninginhealth.com. We'd love to have you reach out from them, even just for a couple hours a week, or if you can financially, as we remind you, this time of year, they really need your gifts. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you so much
Appreciate
for
you
having us.
Here again.
Absolutely.